A very good morning, students. Hope you all are fine and good. The chapter that we are going to see today is Elements, that is chapter 13, Elements of Marketing. What is it actually? The concept of marketing and marketer. Okay, so let's see that now first. Okay, see meaning and definition of market. What is a market, ma? I think in 11th standard itself you would have learnt about like what is market and all, isn't it? So what is a market? It is a place where you buy the products. Yes. So even you call it as there is a term in your textbook called Angadi, isn't it? I think you remember about the terms Nalangadi, Alangadi and all you would have learnt in your last previous year, isn't it? So let's go on with this topic. I will explain you about this lesson in detail. Okay, let's go with the discussion now. See, the word market is derived from the Latin word marketus, which means trade. Okay, marketus means it's nothing but it is called as it is actually a trade. Okay, it is a commerce or merchandise, a place where the business is transacted. Okay, the common usage of market means a place where goods are bought or sold. It is a medium or place to interact and exchange goods and services. In simple words, the meeting place of the buyers and sellers in an area is called a market. So what is a market? Okay, the market is nothing but, see, the word market has actually derived from the term marketus. Okay, which means the meaning it means nothing but it means a trade, commerce or merchandise and so on. Okay, so the common usage of marketplace, where the goods are brought or sold. This is what I told you about Angadi, isn't it? It is a place where you buy the goods and where you sell the goods. That is what we call it as Angadi, isn't it? So that is what it is. Okay, so it is a medium or place to interact and exchange goods, and it is actually a real place where you exchange the goods and services. Okay, and even the other words we can even say it is actually a meeting place for the buyers as well as for the sellers. Okay, that is why we call it as a market here. The term market defined by the different authors in different ways. Among them, the most importance are given below. So let's see the definition now. You have different definitions. According to Piley, you have a definition, and according to Clark, you have another definition. So please read any one of the definition. Okay, please read the definitions. From the above definitions, it is observed that the market may mean a place where buying and selling take place. It's very simple, right? So you go to a market, your parents go to a market, isn't it? Your mother will go to a market every day. Your mother or your dad or someone from your family will go to a market, maybe at least 2 or thrice in a week or even on a daily basis also, based on your requirement, isn't it? So what is it actually? It is actually a place where you buy and you sell, you buy and sell the products. Okay. See, the buyers and sellers come together for transaction. What actually happens there? Even the buyers also will come there in the market, and even the people who are going to sell the product also will come to the market. Yes. See the third point. An organization through which exchange of goods take place. It is actually a place where what happens? The exchange takes place. Yes. What is a business? Business is actually exchange, isn't it? So when you just exchange the goods and services for the purpose of profit, we call it as the term as business. Here it is simple. It means it is a place where you exchange the goods. Okay. The act of buying and selling of goods. What is that? It is actually if you want to buy or if you want to sell a good, where do you go? You will go to a market. It is an area of operation of commercial demands for commodities. So wherever you have a demand, what do? It is actually the area. It is actually a place where the operations happens and where the commercial demands for the commodities takes place. Okay. The next point that we have is the need for the market. So what is the need for the market? Okay. The exchange of the goods and services. Okay, the first point is the exchange of goods and services. What is that? Need for market. If you want to exchange any goods or services, you need to go to a market, isn't it? The next point is to others demand and supply by the price mechanism. So when you want to just you would have already learnt in economics, right, about the demand, supply and all. Yes. So when you just want to make a demand, and when you want to make an adjustment with the demand and even with the supply, okay, and even with the price mechanism. What is this point actually? I will explain to you. For example, now for this situation, if you just see, the price of the onions actually goes very high. Okay, now the price of the onion is high. The value of the price of onions, the cost of onion is more now. Okay, so what happens is few traders, what they will do is They will buy the onion at a very less cost, and they will just keep it, and they will hide the product, okay, from the market. For tons and tons of product, they will just hide it from the supply. So what happens is, when you have 100 buyers, if you're not able to give the product for the 100 buyers, what happens is automatically the cost of the product will get increased. Okay, that is what we call it as demand and supply. Demand is nothing but how many people are going to come and buy the product, or how much demand the product is having in the market. Okay, supply is nothing but how much you have it in the market. Okay, that is, so when these both are not going to be equal, the price will definitely go up. For example, if you have high demand for a product, the price will definitely go up. Okay, but when the supply is more, the cost of the product will come down. That is what. Okay, the next point is to improve the quality of life of the society. So what does it do? It will actually improve the quality. So it will improve the quality of life of the society. So even the life of the society is getting improved because of the supply, and because of the need of the market. To introduce the new modes of life, of course, without the market, or without the transaction, without the business, no life is existed, isn't it? So it actually goes like a chain on every turn, isn't it? That is what, to introduce new modes of life we need it. Then next one is to develop products by enhancing market segment. So you want to just develop a product by what we want to make it in a different market segment. You want to divide the market segment, and you want to develop the product. So the next topic that we have is a subtopic is classification of markets. What are the different classifications of market? Students, please listen this. It will be very interesting. Trust me, this is like very interesting lesson. Okay. On the basis of different approaches, and markets have been classified on the basis of area, nature of goods, and economic view. Okay. Transactions, regulations, time, volume, and importance. The detailed classifications is presented in the following chart. So what is it? Okay, you have different categories based on the people, based on the area, based on the nature of the products, based on the economic value, based on the place and everything. The products have been classified in the different categories. Okay, the market is categorized in the different categories. Let's see that now. The first one is on the basis of geographical area, like family market. What is actually a family market? When exchange of goods or services are confined within a family or a close members of the family, such a market can be called as a family market. So what is that actually? Family market. Can you just think? When the exchange of goods and services are actually when it takes place within a family, or within the close group of members, what happens is it's called as a family market. Okay, like how you can say, in villages and all, mostly you find this kind of family markets. Okay, what do they do is, they actually produce the products and all, and then they will sell it. They will make a big merchant shop and all, and then they will sell it to the people. That is actually a family market. Next one is local market. What is local market? Participation of both the buyers and the sellers belonging to the local area or areas, maybe a town or a village, is called as a local market. The demands are actually the demand of a product is limited in this type of a market. For example, perishable goods like fruits, fish, vegetables, etc. But strictly speaking, such markets are disappearing because of the efficient system of transportation and communication. Even then, in many villages, such markets exist even today. Okay, what is this actually? The local market is nothing but, I think you would have already known about this term before, like say 10 or 20 years and all. They will say in villages, they will even say this bazaar, isn't it? They will say there is a market. They say Sunday. Sunday is formed, they will say. It is called as a local market actually. Even in villages also you find it, and even in the towns also you find it. Where the slowly getting developed areas and all, if you see, you find this local markets. So what do they do there actually? They actually bring the product together, and they will try to sell it in one particular time. Maybe they will sell it at different days, or maybe they will do it in a different particular times. Okay, that is what, during the festival seasons and so on. Okay. The next one is, see, the flower market. You have, see, the flower market, then we have the goat market, then we have the cattle market. These are all local markets. Okay. So the next one we have, see, the horse market also is there. The next one, National market. What is national market? Is nothing but certain types of commodities as demanded throughout the country. So commodities are needed actually. Commodities means what? Products, isn't it? So it is actually the demand of the commodities are there throughout the country. Okay, and even it is called as the national market also. Today the goods from one corner can reach another corner with ease as the communication and transportation facilities are developed well in India. It can easily the goods get transferred from one place to the other. Okay, because of the good level of transportation and because of the good communication system that we have. Okay, and this creates a national market for almost all the products. So now what kind of market we have is a national market only we have. We are not only looking for the local products or the family market, we even look for the national market. This is what is widely we are able to see in cities and all. Okay, international market means what? The world or international market is one where the buyers and the seller of the goods are from different countries. So when the buyers are going to come from different countries and the involvement of buyers and sellers beyond the boundaries of a nation, when they're going to do the buying and selling and it is going to be beyond the boundaries of the nation, then that is international market. Okay. Next one is on the basis of commodities or goods. On the basis of commodities or goods, we have different categories. The first one is commodity market. What is commodity market? A commodity market is a place where produced goods or consumptions goods are bought and sold. Okay, it is bought and sold. Commodity markets are subdivided into. So we have different kinds of commodity market. Before that, see here. The commodity market is a place where produced goods or consumption goods are bought and sold. So whatever the produced goods, when you are going to use like a soap or detergent, a soap oil, whatever it is, it's called as a consumption good, because we are going to use it at the end use. Till the end we are going to use it. That is a consumption good. You are good. Okay. So it is bought and it is sold here. That is actually a commodity product. We have different kinds of subdivision we have for the commodity market. The first one is produce exchange market. What is produce exchange market? It is an organized market where commodities or agricultural produce are bought and sold on wholesale basis. Generally, it deals with a single commodity. It is regulated and controlled by certain rules. Example, wheat exchange market of Hapur, and then the cotton exchange market of Bombay, etc. Actually, produce market, I think you all know about it, isn't it? So it is like a raw material production. So where they make the production and at one place, and when where they just bring the commodity for sale. It is not only for the wheat or cotton, even for the textiles, even for the other products also you have this kind of thing, like sugar cane, sugar, then oil, all that in so many things are there. Commodities means is all will come. Okay, that is what produce exchange is nothing but where you buy the product at the wholesale rate. That is what is the produce. Okay, this is one of the example only. It is not only these two are there. Okay, the next one is manufactured goods market. What is manufactured goods market? This market deals with manufactured goods. Example, leather goods, manufactured machinery, etc. The leather exchange market at Kanpur is an example of the same. What is it? This market actually, it is a market where you deal with the manufacturing of the goods. So when you ask for example, it is like a leather goods we have, manufactured machinery we have, and so on. Even we even call leather factory is there. We have say we have so many examples for the manufactured goods. We even have the factories like where you have find the factories for making the bags and all, or making the slippers and all. That is also a manufacturing only. It is also a good only. Okay. Next one is bullion market. This type of market deals with the purchase or sale of goods and silver and bullion markets of Mumbai, Kolkata, Kanpur, etc. are example of such markets. It's very simple. Bullion markets is nothing but where you deal with the stock exchange and all. So already I think you know about the stocks and all. Majority deals with the stocks. So where you deal with the billions and millions of money. So where you just get more profit, or when you invest more, that is actually bullion market. Okay, so when you go for a market like a silver, gold, petroleum and all, it's like a bullion market only. So bullion markets of Mumbai, Kolkata, Kanpur, these are the actually example of such kind of markets. Okay, capital markets. What is capital market? New or going concerns need a finance at every stage. New or going concerns means new and every ongoing concerns, new and every concern, actually they need finance at every stage. They want a finance, proper finance should be given at every stages, and their financial needs are met by the capital market. So that is what their needs are actually met by the capital market only, and they are of three types. They have different types of capital market. The first one is money market. It is a type of market where short term securities are exchanged. I already thought you about this, I believe. Money market is nothing but this is a short term market. It is only for less than 1 year only it will have, and you can get exchanged the money, the value can get exchanged within 1 year, and it provides short term and very short term finance actually, and it gives to industries, banks, government agencies, and financial intermediaries, and so on. Okay. So the next one is foreign exchange market. What is foreign exchange market? It is an international market, and in this type of markets, it helps the exporters and the importers in converting their currencies into foreign currencies and vice versa. So actually, what do they do here? They just try to do exports and imports, and even they try to convert the currencies, and they even try to convert the currencies into foreign currencies, and even they do it in a vice versa. Vice versa is nothing but converting the Indian money to foreign currency or foreign currency into Indian money. That is what they do with the foreign exchange market. Next one, stock market. I already told you, isn't it? We discussed about this in the bullion market. This is a market where sales and the sales of purchase of shares and debentures, bonds, etc. of companies are dealt with. So only the bonds, stocks, securities are dealt with the stock market. Okay, and it also known as the securities market. So stocks exchanges of Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, etc. the examples of this type of market. Okay, I think you need not need much explanation about the stock market. So the next topic that we have is on the basis of economics. So what is a perfect market? A market is said to be a perfect market if it satisfies the following conditions. What is the first condition? Large number of buyers and sellers are there. So when you get a large number of buyers and sellers, we call it as a perfect market. Say what we can say, the best example we can say is a like a milk, isn't it? So when you just sell a milk, a large number of buyers are there to buy the milk, whatever the product is. And when you just see the raw materials like basic materials like sugar, oil, or rice, or anything like that, when you just try to sell it, a large number of buyers are there to buy the product. Okay, so the prices should be uniform throughout the market. So when they try to do this, what they must have a uniform price. Say you sell one sack of rice for say 1,200 at one shop, then that same price should be given at all the places. You must be able to avail the product at the same fixed price throughout and all over the market. Okay, that is very important in a perfect market. Price should be uniform, and then buyers and sellers have a perfect knowledge of the market. So like how they must use the product, that they must know. Okay, that is very much important. So when you are selling a product, the price should be very much reasonable, and it should be a uniform for everywhere, and they must know, the buyers must know like how to use a product also. Goods can be moved from one place to the other. Okay, that is what, see here. So another without restriction though. So goods can also get moved from one place to the other. They must not have any kind of restrictions when they just try to take the goods from one place to the other. The goods are analytical or homogeneous. It should be remembered that such types of markets are rarely found. So these goods should be like a homogeneous. Homogeneous means should be same. Okay, and it should be remembered that such types of marketers are rarely found. So it should be recognized that this marketer is like a very rare marketer where they give a very good product. The example, the best example we can say is the Bata. Okay, the Bata shoes, isn't it? Khadim shoe, Khadim slippers. If you just see the footwear, the Khadim is there, Bata is there, Paragon is there. They have got a good identity for their product, isn't it? So they have their own kind of identity where they have their own kind of customers also. What is imperfect market? It means a market is said to be imperfect when products are similar but not identical. The products will be similar but should not be the same product. Okay, we can say for this the best example that we can say is like gold jewel we can say. Okay, the products will be like the same kind of product, but it will not be the making, and the seals, everything will be different according to the shop and all. Prices are not uniform, of course. The gold price will get, every shop will have their own kind of making charges and all, so the price will get different. There is a lack of communication, of course. They will not have a proper kind of communication from throughout all the merchants and all. There are restrictions on the movement of goods. So when you just try to transfer the goods from one place to the other, say gold and all, jewel and all, when you wanted to move from one place to the other, there is a lot of restriction on this, okay, on the basis of transaction. So when you just do it on the basis of transaction, spot market means what? It means immediately on the spot you sell the product. Example, when you just read with this, you'll be able to know. In such markets, goods are exchanged and the physical delivery of the goods take place immediately. So goods are exchanged very quickly, and even the physical delivery of the goods also will take place very immediately. Okay, that is spot market. Future market means what? In such markets, contracts are made over the price for future delivery. So, for example, what I will do is, for example, I am making a, say, I have a company, okay. I wanted to, for example, I wanted to just, I'm having a garment store. I wanted to buy threads. Okay, I have a deal with the thread, that is the merchant, the thread merchant. What will I do now? The price of the thread is very less. What I will do? The same price I will take a future contract for in future. After 10 months or after 1 year, I must get the same product, but I will pay the money now itself. In advance, I will pay the money. I will book it. I will book the future market, and where in future I will buy the product. But the contract will be made now itself. So in case in future if the price of that particular product goes high also, we will be able to buy the same product at the same price. What he is going to get the future market for. Okay. The next one is on the basis of regulation. The next one that we have is on the basis of regulation. What is on the basis of regulation? The regulated market. What is regulated market? These are the types of the markets which are organized, controlled, and regulated by statutory measures. They have different measures, okay? So based on this statutory, like based on the rules and regulations, these markets are actually regulated. So when you just see the examples are stock exchanges of Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, these all have their regulation. They have specific regulations, and based on that they will just do their work. Okay. Unregulated market means what? A market which is not regulated by statutory measures. It means they don't have any kind of rules, or they don't have any kind of guidelines for doing the selling or buying and all. So this is a free market where there is no control with regards to the price, quality, commission and all. So the demand and supply determines the price of the goods. So when, what we can say, like unregulated market is nothing but you get the product from the Sunday and all, they say, weekly Sunday, monthly and all. That weekly market, monthly market, the market which you have near to your house, they doesn't have any kind of rules and regulation and all. So they just sell the product like how they wish, and the demand, the price of the product will demand according to the person who is going to sell it. Okay. The next one that we have is on the basis of time. So first one, very short period market. What is very short period market? The product when you have it for a very short period. Example, the best example that we can say is milk, we can say, isn't it? Milk we can have it for a short period. Then vegetables you can have it for a very short period. So example, the best example vegetable is greens. You don't have it for a long time. Yes. Flowers you can't have it for a long time. These all are very short period market. Markets which deal with perishable goods like fruits, milk, vegetables, etc., are called as a very short period market. There is no change in the supply of the goods. Price is determined on the basis of the demand. So according to the demand only, what do? They just increase the price. So when there is any festival season, automatically the price of these products will go high. Okay. These are actually very short markets. The retail, see here, the short period market. What is very short and short period? Very short means it should be the sales must happen within 1 or 2 days. Short period market means we can say like this bread packets, biscuits. Okay, biscuits also will last for a long time. Bread packets will not last for a very long time. Okay, and then this ice cream, cakes and all, cakes will not last for a long time. Okay, so in certain goods, supply is adjusted to the meet the demands. The demand is greater than the supply, and such markets are known as a short period markets. You can't have it for a long time, but still this curd, then this bread and all, it will not last for a long time. So for that reason, you must just sell it in a short period market. So next one, the cool drink also. Okay, the cool drinks and all. Then few goods are there which is not lasting for a very long time. Maybe cooking products and all. If you see, it won't last for a very long time. Okay, long period market means what? This actually exists for very very long time. Maybe we can call it as durable goods like machine, washing machine, fridge, AC. Those all are durable goods. So you, even though if you don't sell it immediately, also you can have it for even years. Nothing will happen to the product. So where the goods and services are dealt for a longer period of usages. Okay. The next one that we have is on the basis of volume of business. So when you have a good amount of business, what will happen? The wholesale market will happen. When you have a huge amount of sale, it is a wholesale market. In a wholesale market, goods are supplied in bulk quantity to the dealers or retailers. The goods and services are not sold to the customers directly. In a wholesale, they are not selling it directly to the customers, but the goods are sold to the retailers only. Okay. In the retail market, what happens? The goods are purchased from the producer or a wholesaler and is actually sold to the customers in a very small quantity, and that is what is the retail market. So next one that we have is on the basis of importance. So based on the importance, we have two markets. One is primary market and secondary market. What is primary market? The primary producers of farms sell their output of products through this. So that is, see, and through this type of markets to wholesalers or consumers. Such marketers can be found in villages and mostly the products arrive from villages. Say paddy, then all this corn, then bananas, all that will comes from the village only. So they only produce the product, okay? So they must only, the wheat and also they are the people who are producing. So that is the primary market. Secondary market means from where already sold goods, they purchase it and then they sell it for the next market. That is secondary market. In this market, the semi-finished goods are marketed, and here finished goods are not sold. Okay, and the commodities arrive from the other markets. The dealings are commonly between wholesalers or between the wholesalers and retailers. Okay, so here what happens is it is not like a completed product. It is like a semi-finished product. You buy the product here. Say we can, the best example that we can say is a for a medicine and all, you need a different chemical, right? Different chemicals you need, different components you need for to add to make a medicine. So that you will buy in a different market and then you just produce that product. So semi-finished product, and the final thing also will not happen here. So that is for that, in order to complete that product, to produce the product, to produce that particular medicine, you must transfer this good to some other country. So that is the secondary market. Terminal product market means what? It is a central site that serves as an assembly and trading place for the commodities in a metropolitan area. Example, here, actually, for agricultural commodities, these are usually at a near or a major transportation hubs. It will be very near to the places, and where you wanted to, just, it will be like a central place like Chennai or Mumbai or Calcutta. Like in the world, if you see one of the major place where you where the trades will happen with the different countries happens is with that Dubai only. Dubai is a place where it has a connection with all over the world. Okay, so it has a very big trade market. It has actually terminal market is there in Dubai actually. Like same way, like where you get connected with the different countries, that is called as the terminal market. Okay, so here we have is a port trust, Chennai port trust we have here. Okay, it is actually a terminal market. It is a place where there it is a central site and that serves as an assembly and trading place for the commodities in the metropolitan. So there you the products are getting availed and they must sell it over there, and it is getting transported from there to some other places for selling. Okay, for the business. Agricultural commodities can be done or and even which is very close, the products which are very close to that particular place, even they can also transfer that to the terminal market. That is one of the major thing. Okay, so still here what is market gets over, and what are the different types of markets also, still here it gets over. So the next class we will learn about the meaning and definition of marketer, and then we will go with the continuation of the lesson. See, we have the role of a marketer, and then we have functions of a marketer. So we will see all this in the next class. Okay, so hope you all are staying safe. Okay, take care students. Thank you.